Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik from Figured Out Productions. The following video is a video of some kind, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and today we're going to be doing kind of a unique video. We're going to be talking about two brand new Nintendo Wii U games. Now, I don't usually do videos like this. In fact, I don't think I've ever done a video like this. The closest thing I would say that you can compare this to is episodes of Keep Dreaming, where I talk about a brand new Dreamcast game. This is the first time I've done this outside of a Dreamcast game. But to me, the Wii U, I loved the Wii U. I thought it was an awesome console. Now, if you go back and watch videos on my channel for years, even when the Wii U was relevant, as brief as that was, I was saying, like, this console is awesome. It's got so much cool stuff on it. It's got a lot of unique experiences. I love it. It's too bad that everyone else hates it. And it's also too bad that it's, suffered the sins of its father, the Wii, the worst console ever developed. I mean, not literally, but I hate that thing. So that's even more surprising that I loved the Wii U so much. So anyway, when I found out that these two games were going to be coming, just random, two brand new releases in 2020, I was like, well, I got to get behind that. So as it turns out, these are these were published by JoshProd. Now, JoshProd does a lot of Dreamcast releases. So Phil, who runs it, is a buddy of mine, and I was like, dude, you're doing Wii U games? And he's like, yes. So he gave me some interesting background information, because he gave me the most direct conversation about what it's like to work with Nintendo on stuff like this. And he basically said there is a difference, because unlike with the Dreamcast stuff, the Dreamcast, Sega doesn't care what you do. They're not involved in it at all. So anybody who wants to make a new Dreamcast game, as long as they have the ability to make a game and they have the ability to press it on a disc, which is just a CD-ROM, anybody can do that. It's just a matter of the money and the effort. The Wii U is different. You need Nintendo's consent because they have to be the ones to make the discs. These are official releases. These are not unlicensed. However, he told me that there is a problem with that, which is that Nintendo decided that all Wii U game submissions had to be entered by the end of December of 2019. Meaning, there will never be more Wii U games other than these two, and I know that Shakedown Hawaii is coming. But unless someone else out there submitted their game to Nintendo by that point, there are no more Wii U games ever. Which is really unfortunate. Now, funny enough, Wii games, I think, can still be a thing, original Wii games, but only in Europe. Only in Europe. That's the only area where they'll still do it. They won't do it in Japan, they won't do it in the US. And now they won't do it in the US either, the Wii U games specifically. After that point, you can no longer submit one. So, these are the two newest games for 2020, which is stunning, because I think that plus Shakedown Hawaii is more games than the Wii U got last year. So that's 3, and I think last year it got 2. But anyway, so whatever. Very bizarre. No, it got 1. It just got Axiom Verge, and the year before that it was like Just Dance 2019. So it's on the up, but no, it's over after this point. But anyway, let's talk about these games specifically. These games were sold by PixelHeart. Now, I put a link to them in the description. They were cool enough to send these to me for Josh, or well, his name's Phil, but for JoshProd, for representation, if you will. So I put a link in the description. Check them out. These games are limited to 3,000 copies of it a piece. So again, I don't know the numbers on Shakedown Hawaii, but it's like those 3 games are going to be the hardest ones to get. So there is a problem, though, which is that these are European releases. And what that means in the case of the Wii U is that they are region locked, which sucks. You have Nintendo to blame for that one. If Phil could have removed the region coding, he would have done it. So unless you are in Europe, or you have a hacked Wii U, or you've imported a European Wii U, I suppose, you won't be able to play these on the Wii U itself. So keep that in mind. Personally, I have a hacked Wii U, so it's no problem for me, and I'll be able to show you guys the actual gameplay. But, if you want to check out the games themselves, they are available on other platforms. Very notably, the Switch. I believe you can also get physical editions. But if you're a collector at all, I mean, 3,000 copies of official Nintendo licensed stuff right towards the end of a console's lifespan. Potentially Nintendo's last home console. That's debatable if you include the Switch or not. We're not going into that. But I don't know. I think that's interesting. But let's talk about the games themselves. Enough of all that. The first game up is Finding Teddy 2. This game actually, the first game is on the Dreamcast, also done by JoshProd. So it's kind of cool to have the sequel show up on the Wii U. I assume, although I don't know this, at some point Finding Teddy 2 will be brought to the Dreamcast, if that's like technically possible. I don't know. But I do know, I remember him saying, like, you know, Wii U was their priority to get data in before the close date, so that's why I think there's only the 2 games. But yeah, you have Finding Teddy 2 Definitive Edition, and then you have the final release from them is the Shmup Collection, which consists of, as far as I can tell, just 2 games. It's got Satazius Next, I hope that's how I pronounce it, or Satius Next, I'm not entirely certain how that's said. And the other one is Armed 7. Now, Armed 7 actually was released on the Dreamcast by Phil. So yeah, that is cool. There's other ways to play that. There's also on the back end, it's got numbers. So out of 3,000, my copy of Finding Teddy 2 is 2,108, and my Shmup Collection copy is 589. Not that I really care about the numbers, but it's just kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at it. I like all these stickers, so I'm probably going to keep the sticker and just like keep it inside the case or whatever. But here we go, guys. I'm going to open one of the last Wii U games ever. Finding Teddy 2. Finding Teddy 2 was released first. And then I think it was released like a month or 2 ago, whatever it was. And then Shmup Collection just came out. So inside you have the disc, obviously, and then you have not like a manual, but just kind of like a little quick guide is what they call it, a Wii U quick guide. It also has, oh hey, check it out, 10% off coupon your next order at PixelHeart, promo code RetroPixel. Anybody feel free to use that, 10% off if you want to go use that right now. And then a certificate of authenticity for the copy of the game, which I think is very cool, from the founder of PixelHeart. So that I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, very cool. But again, here you go, 10% off coupon, everybody. Go enjoy that. So that's Finding Teddy 2. We'll take a look at the actual gameplay in a minute. And then we have the Shoot 'em Up collection. So let's open this as well. Unfortunately, I can tell that the disc has popped out of the case, but that's okay. We can fix that. Here we go. Remove that. And inside, yep, as I said, the disc had popped out, but we'll just click it back in. We have, once again, the Wii U guide there with more artwork. Again, the same 10% off thing. And then the certificate of authenticity. Very nice. Which is on like a... You hear that? It's like a cardboard type of card there. And then the disc itself, which looks pretty neat. I think that I'm really glad they did that, because I don't recall offhand there being really any other shoot 'em ups on the Wii U, at least not physically. So that's nice. There are some digitally, but there's none physically other than this one. I think.
All right, and here we go. You saw the little Wii U logo there. I just want to make sure everybody saw that, because I want to make sure you guys know this is actually the Wii U version of the game. I'm not using like a Switch version or something. And no, like I said, I have a hacked Wii U now, so I'm able to run imports on it. Now, I have to say, Finding Teddy 2 really threw me off. So Finding Teddy 1, I actually did a video on, because I did the Dreamcast version. Now, Finding Teddy 1 was basically like a point-and-click adventure game. That is not what this is. I also just cut out a lot of the intro stuff, and I also cut out a lot of the kind of meandering, just because it would have bogged down the video, so I'm just kind of showing you basic gameplay elements. But the game starts off as a direct sequel to where that game took off, but the gameplay style is completely different. I would actually describe it as more of a, like you see how she just got the sword and shield there? It really kind of comes off like an Alice in Wonderland version of Zelda 2 on NES. That's, to me, that's probably not, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't agree with that, but that's just how it felt to me. I was really surprised. I just cut out a bunch of stuff so that we can go straight into a little bit more platformy type of combat. But that's the thing. It's like a platformer, and it's got action adventure, and it's just like, it's essentially a completely different game from Finding Teddy 1. I was really having a blast with this, like way more than I expected, if I'm going to keep it real. Also, it actually does utilize the gamepad creatively. The game has a built-in menu system, which you can access by pressing the minus symbol at any point. However, if you're playing with the gamepad, you can actually see it below at any time, and you don't have to bother, interacting with it. However, I only noticed that kind of retroactively, because I was playing with the Pro Controller. This game does support the Pro Controller. which is also very nice. Typically I prefer to play with that, but I had the gamepad just kind of laying around while that was happening, and I could see that the menu system was up there. So yeah, it was really a surprise, to be honest with you, that I enjoyed this one. So I will, or at least I enjoyed it more than I expected, I should say. I'll let you kind of enjoy the gameplay here for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna catch up with you guys when we get over to the Shmup Collection. Alright, see, once again, got the Wii U logo going on. Satazius next, and Arm 7. Now, I originally thought it was just the two. I thought it was 3 games. Then I saw it and it said it was 2 games. Turns out it's actually 4, because each of those has 2 games in it. So there's Satazius next and Satazius. As you might have predicted, there's Arm 7 and there's Arm 7 DX. Now, the difference between the two, I don't actually go into this in the video, but basically, one is like a complete reimagining of the other. You can kind of think of it as like an original and a remake. So essentially you get 4 shoot 'em ups in one. Now, I had played Arm 7 before, and like I said, I did an entire video of that on the Dreamcast, so I won't be focusing as much on that particular game in this video. I have to say, I think between the two, that I think Satazius is the better shoot 'em up. However, I'm definitely better at Arm 7. Like, this game I liked, but dude, I suck at it. Like, and part of it is because it has unexpected let's say physics or like environment physics. So for example, you'll see it in a second here, there's like these pillars that'll come up and they have these like buttons you have to shoot at. And I don't recall ever seeing another shoot 'em up that did that, so instinctively I never thought to deal with it. And then if I figured that out, and then it was like, okay, cool, you know, I shot through it, and then like a pillar would crush me, and I'd be like, okay, so it's just bad timing. And then after that, it would be like, oh no, you have to get through it at a certain point. Like, here's one of the pillars, right? So there's that gap in the middle now, and then it closes. Once it closes, you're screwed. Now, in that case, you could have flown over the top, I guess. But some of them, like, you have to get through it. And if you don't get through it and you still live beforehand, like, you will die. And you'll, like, be aware that you're going to die. So this is another, like, game where it's just, like, expect to die a lot. Now, if you're good at shoot 'em ups, you probably wouldn't run into this problem that much. But, yeah, I actually really liked this one. Like I said, I wasn't any good at it, but I thought it was a pretty good game. I do make some progress, although I'll freely admit to you guys, I cut out a lot of the sessions of me losing this one, just because I sucked at it, but I really liked it, and so I just wanted to, you know, again, give you guys a sample size of it. This is a game that honestly would require a lot more practice, because the environments in this are really harsh. Like everything kills you. Like the background, like you slightly misfire. Like it's not a shoot 'em up. Like, see, like I just crashed on the ground there. Like it's not one where the ground doesn't kill you and you like kind of auto fly above it or whatever. Nah. But anyway, so here's Arm 7. Again, like I said, I've done a whole video of this on the Dreamcast already. It is cool to see it get yet another release. It's obviously, it looks nicer on the Wii U. Like, it's got a higher resolution that it runs at. It runs in widescreen, you know, that type of thing. But it is essentially exactly the same as the Dreamcast version, just a little cleaner looking. Yeah, so fun game. This one I don't think is as good of a game as Sega ZS Next, but it is something I'm better at. But yeah, so I'll let you enjoy this for a second, and then I'll catch up with you at the end. Hey guys, alright, so that'll pretty much about do it. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to check this out, I'll put a link in the description to PixelHeart. You can pick this up. Again, it's the last 2 Wii U games, but I gotta stress this again. If you're in the US, you will not be able to play this without a European Wii U or a hacked Wii U. So make sure you're aware of that. Otherwise, it's just a collector's item until you take care of that problem. If you're in Europe, hey, or Australia, actually, go nuts. This is for you. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to PixelHeart for hooking me up with this. JoshProd, of course, as always, for getting it done. And check out the stuff in the social media in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.